This morning we'll have the pre-bid conference for our regular infra projects with contract ID number 23HM0126, 23HM0127, and 23HM0128. But before we start, I will ask the back secretariat for the attendance whether we have a quorum.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mr. Chair. These are the attendees of today's activities private conference. Start with the back chairman, Ermi P. Gungog. We have also the vice chairman, Gina M. Sugabo. Regular member, Jima G. Calibo. Back professional member, Dinis E. Tumala. And J. Vincent C. Paleng. We have also the members of the Technical Working Group, Francis Del J. Ligoton, and Ivan John V. Dian. We have also the Secretariat Head, Elsa C. Humadla, and members Dunami Rose G. Duran, Maria Estrella Gracia M. Rubulio, Alin P. Malikay, and yours truly, Rex M. Impan. We have also the observers from Altamco, Mr. Alejandro J. Carpizo. Mr. Chair, based on the attendance logbook, all members of the BAC are present, so therefore the BAC is in quorum, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mayor Impal. So, since we have a quorum, let's continue our private conference. Now, we have 4 topics to discuss on this private conference. So, the first is the brief presentation, explanation by the BAC, comprises of 4 subtopics. We have basic contract data, including contract description, EPC, and duration. This will be discussed by Engineer Donami Rose G. Duran. The second subtopic is the requirements, bidding documents, including instruction to bidders, general conditions of contract, special conditions of contract, specifications, drawings, bill of quantities, and forms. This will be discussed by Engineer Francis Ligoton and Engineer G. Vincent Paleng. For the third topic, we have documents to be submitted by the bidders, checklist, technical, and financial proposal. This will be discussed by Engineer Allen P. Malikay and Engineer Rex Impal. For the fourth topic, we have criteria and procedure, comprises of 4 subtopics. First is the eligibility check, to be discussed by Maria Estrella Gracia M. Romulio. The second is preliminary examinations of bids, to be discussed by Engineer Gina M. Sugabo. Third is detailed evaluation of bids, discussed by Engineer Jima G. Calibo. And the fourth is post-qualification of LCD and award, to be discussed by Engineer Dinis Tumala. And the second topic is the summary of proceedings, including supplemental bid bulletins to be issued. This will be discussed by Engineer Elsa C. Humadla. And third is the questions, comments from bidders, and replies of BAC and other representative in procuring entity. This will be or discussed by yours truly and for other matters also. So, we start with our first topic. We are doing this.
Good morning, everyone. For the basic contract data, so for item number 1, 23HN0126, capital outlay basic Educational Facilities Fund, Rehabilitation, Renovation, Repair, and Improvement of Elementary and Secondary School Buildings, repair of 6 classrooms, Cabulihan, IS, Larena, Siquijor. Appropriation is 3,725,844.65. ADC is 3,595,440 pesos and 9 centavos. Duration is 90 calendar days. Major category BICWOPLC buildings construction without files, low-rise concrete frame 1 to 5 stories. Physical target is 1 story. For 23 HM0127, capital outlay basic educational facilities fund, BEFF, rehabilitation, renovation, repair, and improvement of elementary and secondary school buildings, repair of 6 classroom, Cansayang ES, San Juan, Siquijor. Appropriation is 3,877,378 pesos and 60 centavos. ABC is 3,741,670 pesos and 35 centavos. Duration is 90 calendar days. Major category is BICWOPLC buildings construction without files, low-rise concrete frame 1 to 5 stories. Physical target is 1 story. For item number 3, 23 HM0128, capital outlay basic educational facilities fund, BFF, rehabilitation, renovation, repair, and improvement of elementary and secondary school buildings, repair of 6 classrooms, Maria Integrated School, Maria Siquijor. Appropriation is 3,929,375 pesos and 4 centavos. ABC is 3,791,846 pesos and 91 centavos. Duration is still 90 calendar days. Major category is BICWOPLC buildings construction without files, low-rise, concrete frame 1 to 5 stories. Physical target is 1 story. For the dropping of bids and opening of bids is September 26, 2023 at 10 o'clock a.m. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. Next is requirements of bidding documents. The bidder shall submit 1 original and 2 copies of the first technical and second financial components of each bid. So, the content of bidding documents. A set of bidding documents for the specific contract at hand consists of the documents listed in the following and bulletins issued in accordance with ITB Clause 11. First is invitation to bid. Next is instruction to bidders, bid data sheet, general conditions of contract, special conditions of contract, specifications and drawings, bill of quantities, checklist of technical and financial documents, and bidding forms. The DPWH shall post the complete set of bidding documents at its website, www.dpwh.gov.ph, and at pages, www.pages.gov.ph, for the general reference of the public for every contract to be procured starting on the first day of the advertisement and the invitation to bid. Any prospective bidder or other interested party may thus view or download the bidding documents from the aforementioned websites.
To continue for the requirements of bidding documents, the bidders should note that the procuring entity shall only accept bids from the bidders that have purchased the bidding documents from the office indicated in the invitation to bid, or have downloaded the bidding documents from the websites of DPWH and PhilGIPs, subject to the payment of the fee for the bidding documents upon submission of your bids. Bid submission may be done manually or electronically or online. However, bidders should only select one mode of submission, either manual or electronic. Similar to the manual submission, The guidelines for the preparation and submission of an electronic bid are contained in the bidding documents. The DPWH procuring entity shall only make hard copies of the contract-specific invitation to bid available to prospective bidders upon payment of a bidding document fee in accordance to Appendix 8 of 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184.
Checklist of technical documents. Under technical component and below, for Class A documents, we have first the legal documents. A, valid field GIFs registration certificate, Latino membership, all pages. Or B, registration certificate from Securities and Exchange Commission or SEC, Department of Trade and Industry or DTI for sole proprietorship, or Cooperative Development Authority or CDA for cooperatives or its equivalent document. And C, mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located, or the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas. And D, tax clearance per Executive Order number 398, series of 2005, as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue or BIR. Under technical documents, we have E, statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. And if statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract or SLCC similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided under the rules. And G, Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board or PCAB license, or special PCAB license in case of joint ventures, and registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid. And H, original copy of bid security. If in the form of a surety bond, submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission or original copy of notarized bid securing declaration. And I, project requirements, which shall include the following. A, organizational chart for the contract to be bid. B, list of contractors, key personnel, project manager, project engineers, materials engineers, and foremen to be assigned to the contract to be bid with their complete qualification and experience data. And C, list of contractors' major equipment units which are owned, leased, and or under purchase agreements supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of the project, as the case may be. And J, original duly signed omnibus sworn statement or OSS, and if applicable, original notarized secretary's certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture, giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder.
Good morning. Once again, continue for the checklist of financial documents. Financial documents for letter K. The prospective bidders audited financial statements showing, among others, the prospective bidders' total and current assets and liabilities. Stamp received by the BIR for its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. And for letter L, the prospective bidder petition of the net financial contracting capacity or the NFCC. Letter M for the Class B documents. If applicable, duly signed joint venture agreement or GVA in accordance with RA number 4566 and its IRR in case the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statements from all potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provision of the joint venture agreement in the instance that the bid is successful. Number 3 for financial component envelope. Letter L. Original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form and other documentary requirements under RA number 9184. For letter O, original of duly signed bid prices, the bill of quantities, and P, duly accomplished detailed estimate form, including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with a bid, and third Q, cash flow by quarter.
Good morning once again. So for the criteria and procedure for eligibility check, as per section 30.1 of the revised IRR of RA 9184, states that the bank shall open the first envelopes, which is the technical envelopes in public, to determine each bidder's compliance with the documents required to the submitted for eligibility and for technical requirements as prescribed in the said IRR. After opening the first envelope, the bank shall simultaneously conduct the electronic eligibility check and preliminary examination of the technical components of the bid. Electronic eligibility check shall be done by using the data and program in the DPWH Civil Works application or CWA. Only the participating contractor who submits the original receipt for payment of the bid documents for the contract issued by any DPWH field office will be considered by the procuring entity to be undertaken with the electronic eligibility evaluation. Clause number 26.1 of the instruction to bidders.
Good morning. For the criteria and procedure of preliminary examination of bids, Section 30 of the 2016 revised IRR of the Republic Act 9184. Prior to bid evaluation, the bank shall examine first the technical component of bids using pass-fail criteria to determine whether all required documents are present. Bids that fail to include any requirements or are incomplete or patently insufficient shall be considered as failed. Reading out and recording the following per clause number 27.6 of the instruction to bidders. Name of the bidder, letter B, whether there is a technical modification or substitution, letter C, presence, amount, and validity of bid security, letter D, presence or absence of each document comprising the technical proposal as per checklist of the required documents. Only the bids that are determined to contain all bid requirements of the technical components shall be considered for opening and evaluation of their financial component. That's all.
Good morning. For the detailed evaluation and comparison of bids, Section 31 of the instruction to bidders. The procuring entity shall evaluate and compare in detail only the bids that are rated as complying pass for both technical and financial proposal pursuant to ITB Clause 26. The bid with the lowest price in the ranking shall be identified as the lowest calculated bid. To determine the lowest calculated bid, the bank shall use non-discretionary pass-fail criteria as stated in the IB, which shall include a consideration of the following: completeness of the bid, arithmetical corrections, evaluation on equal footing to ensure fair and competitive bid comparison. Rule on the discrepancy per section 32.2.3 of the revised IRR of RA 9184. In case of the discrepancies between A, bid prices in figures and in words, the latter shall prevail. B, total price per item and unit price for the item as extended or multiplied by the quantity of that item, the latter shall prevail. C, stated total price and the actual sum of prices for the component items, the latter shall prevail. D, unit cost in the detailed estimate and unit cost in the BOQ, the latter shall prevail. The corrected per item cost for all items shall be the basis for the corrected grand total cost. The total calculated bid prices are obtained after making the detailed evaluation and corrections according to the above mentioned criteria. That's all, sir.
So the criteria and procedure for the post-qualification of the lowest calculated bid or the LCB. As per section 33.d of the instruction to bidders, if the BAC determines that the bidder with the LCB passes all the criteria for post-qualification, it shall declare the said bid as the lowest calculated responsive bid or the LCRB, and recommend to the POP the award of contract to the said bidder at its submitted price or its calculated bid price, whichever is lower. Per Department Order 127 series of 2018 dated August 16, 2018, pursuant to item 34.3b II of the 2016 revised implementing rules and regulations of Republic Act number 9184, and to ensure that all DPWH's projects are completed without delay, all bids and awards committees, central, regional, or district, are hereby directed to strictly apply, among others, during the conduct of post-qualification award of contract, the following guidelines. During post-qualification, the BAC shall determine the bidder's compliance through letter A, verification and validation of the bidder's stated competence and experience, letter B, verification of competence and experience of the bidder's key personnel to be assigned to the contract as against the minimum requirements under the bid data sheet, letter C, verification of availability and commitment and or inspection and testing for the required capacities and operating conditions of major equipment units, and letter D, checking the performance of the bidder in its ongoing government and private contracts. The BAC verifies any of these deficiencies to be due to the contractor's fault or negligence. The agency shall disqualify the contractor from the award for the procurement of infrastructure projects. The results of the contractor's performance evaluation system or the CPES should also be considered by the concerned BAC in determining the responsiveness of the contractor's bid before any award of the contract. The criteria and procedure for the award to the bidder with lowest calculated responsive bid. For Section 37 of the revised IRR of RA 9184, the BAC shall recommend the award of contract to the bidder with LCRB, HRRB, or SCRB after the completion of post-qualification process, within the period not exceeding 15 calendar days from the recommendation to award the contract. The HOPE shall approve or disapprove the said recommendation. Prior to issuance of notice of award to the contractor, the BAC shall check whether the contract is still within the bid validity period and all the legal, technical, and financial requirements shall still be valid. Within 10 days from receipt of by the winning bidder of the notice of award, the documentary requirement should be complied before the contract may be awarded. In the event of disapproval, which shall be based only on valid, reasonable, and justifiable grounds as provided for under Section 41 of this IRR, The hope shall notify the BAC and the bidder in writing of such decision and the grounds for it. When applicable, the BAC shall conduct a post-qualification of the bidder with the next lowest calculated bid or highest rated bid, as provided in section 34.6 of the IRR.
Good morning, everyone. For the summary of proceedings, including clarifications, amendments, and of the bidding documents through bid bulletins. For instruction to bidders, clause number 11. The entire procurement process shall be in accordance with the updated 2016 revised RRR of RA 9184 and its implementing rules and regulations. The procurement schedule will be followed unless amendment will be issued. Bidders may request clarifications or interpretation of any part of the bidding documents. Such a request must be in writing and submitted to the procuring entity at the address indicated in the bidding documents at least 10 calendar days before the deadline set for the submission and receipt of bids. The BAC of the procuring entity shall respond to the said request by issuing a bid bulletin. The BAC upon its initiative may also issue supplemental bid bulletins to amend or clarify any provision of the bidding documents not later than 7 calendar days before the deadline of the receipt of bids. Any supplemental bulletin issued by the Bids and Awards Committee shall be posted on the websites of the DPWH and at the Philippine Government Electronic Procurement System or PhilGEPS. It shall be the responsibility of all bidders who secure the bidding documents to inquire and secure supplemental bid bulletins that may be issued by the BAC. However, bidders who have submitted bids before the issuance of the supplemental bid bulletin must be informed and allowed to modify or withdraw their bids in accordance with the instruction to bidders, clause 24. That's all.
Thank you. So, any questions from the bidders, comments? Okay, since none, the prohibited conference this morning is adjourned. Thank you and good morning.